Hey y'all, hey, and it's your girl M. better known as Marisha Nicole. I think I'm actually going to go by Marisha Nicole. I'm still undecided if I want to do that just yet because I gave myself my nickname. People struggled to say my name the way it's spelled. A lot of people still from my childhood call me Marisha because it was just easier when I was younger for people to say Marisha versus Marisha. I'm not too sure why they wanted to change that E to an I, but for that purpose, I went by Marisha for, like I said, I still have childhood friends that still call me Marisha, and my name is Marisha. So because of that, I'm deciding if I actually want to go by my real name, Marisha Nicole, minus my last name. But yeah, so anywho, welcome back to what I think I'm going to call between What's Up Wednesdays or Welcome Back Wednesdays, since I think I'm going to release on Wednesdays and Fridays. This particular Wednesday is special because it is my mom's birthday. She would have been 65 years old, but she did pass away in 2003. I had just graduated high school when she passed away, so I was only 17 years old. There's not a day that goes by that I don't wish that she was here, but the most important part is that she's at peace. I must say that. She had it real rough, so I don't really blame her. I just wish she had the mental as well as the support to kind of fight through her addiction, but the addiction got the best of her. And as much as it hurts, and there is also times where of course, you just wish she was here. Being that I had my first child at 16, there's some things I just wish I could have leaned on her for, and she wasn't there for it. So that will be a time for another time. But again, I just want to make this special What's Up Wednesdays or Welcome Back Wednesdays dedicated to her in a sense because it is her birthday. So like I said, she would have been 65 years old. She was born in 59. Let's see, my mom was very, very much the life of the party. I do have some of her traits for that. I am also in the middle where I already did before I actually did this recording. I have been trying to recreate her pictures since I'm the one child that probably looks like her the most. So because of that, I try to recreate some pictures that I do have, the very select few I try to recreate. Or I missed her anniversary death, which was July 16th. So this is kind of also another tribute to that as well. I'm not sure how you do that whole insert, but I'm gonna just take a moment and point somewhere, point here or point there to see if I can put the picture or insert it. So anywho, but yeah, so I did a recreation of her picture as my tribute to her. Very big on how people treat their mothers because I don't have one, and I lost her very young. I was only 17 when she did pass away. Like I said, she was an addict. She was addicted to crack, and somewhere down the line, she had contracted HIV, which I believe eventually had turned into AIDS, that she really didn't really tell anybody, but her body pretty much failed her at the end of it all. Was a tragedy to see because I was able to be a witness to it because she came and got me back when I was about 16. No, I was 15. I was 15 years old when she came and got me back. She lost custody of me when I was 5 years old. So, long story short, I lived with my mother from birth until about I was turning 5. So, I was probably about 4 years old, and we lived in Florida. And I remember it like yesterday. I was outside playing with the neighbors' kids because they had just moved to where we lived at. And she like, hey, I'm gonna get your birthday stuff because it was like February. My birthday is in March, and I'll come back for you. That one day turned into 3 months before I actually went back with family, and was traumatized by it because, like I said, all she said was that she was going to go get my birthday stuff, and she never came back. So I was with these neighbors up until my family found me. Her sister actually found me, and I went to go live with them until I was about 15. So again, this is the short version of it all without going into too much of feelings and emotions and all of that stuff, to not dim her light for her actual born day, if that makes sense. So I went and lived with my aunt till about 15. My mother came back into the picture, and she's like, hey, I'm more stable now. Let me get her back. At least that's what we thought. But then when she did get me back, again, I'm like 15. I'm not the 4-year-old anymore. I've been around things, know things. So I kind of knew she was still in her old ways. Confronted her about it. She's like, hey, I'm in pain and this is what helps alleviate that pain. So I'm not going to stop just because you know I have a problem. So we had to deal with that whole ordeal. But even with all of that, I will say for my mom, she was taken from me very early, but she gave me a foundation of life. Because when I was little, it was she read the Bible to me going to sleep. So she gave me a spiritual foundation. And then, like I said, she was the life of the party. She always wanted to have a good time. Loved music, loved to dance. She loved to sing as well. I remember many of mornings getting ready for school with her pulling the curtains behind. And she used to have I wish I could remember how that song went, but she had like this morning wake up song that she used to sing to me to get me up for school. Some days she was very adventurous. You think you're going to school and she would actually be cutting school with us to go shopping. That was my mom. She was not so much of a mom, but definitely a friend. And there, like I said, there's not moments that don't go by that I wish that she was still here when she was in her sober mind to be a part of her grandkids and things of that nature that you just, sometimes people can take for granted if you do have family. To make sure you share those moments and get to know your family, and make sure if you have cousins or you have siblings that you guys as kids grow up knowing each other. It's just a sense of knowing where you come from and not having to put pieces together from the people that remain, because that's kind of how me and my siblings are. We have to piece together our life because the main source of that information is no longer here. And then not having the strongest connection on your father's side, again, that is another story because I didn't find him until 2021, which was not his fault. But it's like now I'm grown, so you kind of miss a lot of that time as well. What else can I say about my lovely mother, Nora P? And then she also taught me marriage because she was married to my stepdad as well when I was little. So like I said, I think for that short span of time, from birth until about 4, she instilled spirituality in me, kindness, having a good time. I knew what a marriage looked like or what she tried to present at a very young age, and remembering that as well, because I do have a good memory. But remembering that as well, I kind of held on to that, and I knew that was kind of what life should bring you. I never thought relationships should be that hard. If you really love someone, I don't think it should be, we have to argue every other day. So those are things I would say that she instilled in me, even though it was taken from me very early. But I felt like because it was taken from me very early, it taught me that you can't depend on anyone, not even your parents. So that gave me a different outlook on life to say, nothing is owed to me, nothing, the world does not care. You have to go out and get it. I do also have, it also gave me, because even going through something so traumatic so early on, I still was a pleasant person. Always was laughing. Used to be told that I was going to pass away, I'd be laughing. And I took that with, hey, I think that's a good way to go out, if you ask me. But I just never let it dim my light, even though it was a tragic experience. Some of it was covering and not really showing the pain that it caused. And that kind of showed up in my adult life and not understanding why, but then figuring out why and continue just to be a better person, because you try to hide traumatic, or you put a wall up when you go through a traumatic experience. But each time I talked about it, because beforehand, if this was like early on when it happened, or probably my teenage years, I'd be full of tears by now. Just even think about it, my voice still kind of gets cracked up about certain parts of my childhood or stories that you can bring up. Like again, you just can't take what you have, the blessings that you do have, for granted. People get caught up on things that they don't have and take the time out to focus on what you do have. I'm a very optimistic person because of my childhood, knowing what it's like to not have parents for real. Because even though I live with my aunt, she had 4 kids of her own, and she didn't, I mean, her and my mom are similar. They did not have the best upbringing. So because of that, you really didn't know. I felt for her, she didn't really know what to pour into her kids to make them more successful. It's kind of, we did what we wanted to. And she was so thrown into her music and movies, we missed that aspect of life, but she never really got to live life because of her own childhood, if that makes sense. Like, you can't pour into something that you can't pour into me what you don't have, if that makes sense. So, and I didn't realize that either until I got older and was figuring out life myself, that I can't blame her for certain things, especially when I don't need nothing from you because I am grown. So I'm able to move and groove and go work or do whatever what I want to do because now I'm an adult. When I was a child, I had to just listen to you, or you had to provide for me because I was a child. And even in that aspect, you know, you can only give again what you know. So those are things I had to let go as I got older, and also stop pointing blame to other people, but really focus on, okay, but you're living this life. They're not living it for you anymore. You're the one living it. So what are you doing that is giving you the results that you have at hand? So try switching it up, or, you know, self-development is something serious. But in order to have self-development, you have to be really honest with you. You can't blame nobody, especially when you don't live with your parents no more. You know, you have to overcome whatever you went through in childhood, and that's by talking about it. Go seek counseling, whatever it is to make you a better person. You are in charge of doing that. No one else can make you happy but besides you. So once you get over that part of it all, you just realize this is the life that I was given. It can either make you or break you because life does not care about you. You just got to pour into it yourself and live the best life that you can live, because you only get one. You only get one. So again, I don't regret my mom's choices in life. Wish they could have been better, because again, I would take anything to have her here now. But just because I would want her to be here now, would she have been what I wanted if she still was here, if that makes sense? Because even though I would want her now, would she still been an addict if she was still here? Would you still be, you know, bringing my spirits up and then bringing them down because of relapses, or that I would I have had gone through all of that? So who knows per se, but I would have liked her to overcome her addiction, to actually be here in a sober mind and watching her grandkids grow. And I just know she would have been hilarious, especially with just how the world is, social media. She was always in tune with the latest dances, so I can just imagine Nora P being alive in 2024. But I am going to end on that note. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for watching. I hope you hit subscribe and get notifications. Like, again, I am really strongly going to aim to post on Wednesdays and Fridays. You see how I'm dressed now. I'm not even presentable, but I was like, you know, I'm not going to make an excuse for it. I'm going to go ahead and create my content. Again, happy birthday, Mom. May you continuously sleep beautifully. If no one loves you, I do. Be you. There's only one you. Over and out. Until next time.